This is a response to the video Ben Affleck angrily defends Islam against Bill Maher, Sam Harris by the Young Turks. Let's get into it.
Now, there are polls that are really troubling, which they mention later. And here, let me show you one, okay? And this comes from a Pew Research Center. Washington Post wrote an article about it. Share of Muslims who support the death penalty for leaving Islam, okay? Now, when you look at some of the countries down at the bottom there, or at the top, however you want to look at it, Afghanistan's over 60%. Pakistan is right around 60% as well. Egypt. So those are really, really troubling. When you look at the other end, though, almost no one in Kazakhstan thinks that, or Albania, or Turkey, or Kosovo, and the list goes on and on.
Your argument is like, black people, they show each other.
That is not my argument.
No, it's not. It's based on facts. I can show you a Pew poll of Egyptians. They are not outliers in the Muslim world that say like 90% of them believe death is the appropriate response to leaving the religion. If 90% of Brazilians thought that death was the appropriate response to leaving Catholicism, you would think it was a bigger deal.
That was an excellent point by Affleck at the end. You can't argue with that. And Bill literally couldn't argue with that. And as we just showed you the numbers he's referring to, he actually got it wrong. It's actually a little over 60% of Egyptians believe that, which is still a very disturbing number, but it's not 90%. And he said they're not outliers in the Muslim world, but we just showed you the graph where they appear to be outliers. Unfortunately, there's a good number of countries with them, but the majority of the Muslims in the world do not agree to that. Okay? We just showed you the graph.
I'm now going to prove that the junk has misrepresented the Pew poll's results. He claimed that the percentage of people in Egypt who support death for apostasy is around 60%. The report of Pew's 2013 research in countries with more than 10 million Muslims, which I'm assuming is the one junk used considering it's their most recent one, instead shows the percentage to be 88%, close to the 90% that Bill Maher claimed. Indeed, the whole graph junk showed is wrong to a lesser or greater extent. Support in Pakistan, which junk also claimed is around the 60th percentile, is at 75%. Jordan, shown to be under the 60th percentile, is at 83%. I've highlighted some other obvious mistakes in the graph. So how did this screw-up come to be? I can make a reasonable speculation. Early in the Pew report there is a graph showing what percentages of Muslims support making Sharia the official law of their country. A bit later, another graph shows how many people amongst those who support Sharia as the official law of their countries approve of the death penalty for apostasy. The Young Turks probably multiplied one percentage by the other and just assumed that all of those who don't favor making Sharia the official law of their lands would not approve of the death penalty. That's sloppy reasoning, particularly so in the case of Egypt, where the percentage of support for the death penalty is higher amongst those who don't believe Sharia should be the official law of their country. That will be all. Thank you for watching.